you guys doing? This is Daddy Day Trader with a weekly update. This is week 2 of the updates, at least. And we are looking at the Trader View stats for the 25th, which was a holiday, until the 29th. And it was a 4-day red streak, which is a lot for me. And it was unpleasant, to say the least. But I think I came out of the week with a little bit of knowledge and wisdom, and got a lot more trades under my belt. Let's see, my total loss was a $10 loss, so that's about $2.58 a day, which is cheap education, I feel, for what I'm doing. On Friday, I mentioned I took 40 trades, which is quite a bit. And if you don't have a margin account, is not sustainable with a cash account if you go with any size. So that's something I have to think about too, is if I do quite a few trades and there's any size on that, my account's not big enough that it'll allow me to take that many trades. I can't take 40 trades with $5,000 of purchase price. So something to think about as I scale up at some point. But my number of winning trades was 38%, losing trades was 62%. Not that great. My biggest loss was $4.55. My largest gain was $3. So again, not that great. I feel like it was, I guess psychologically speaking, I had kind of a bad week trading wise. Also, it was the holidays, so I was kind of feeling a little bit blue with the excitement of Christmas being over, and all that kind of energy you put into building things up for your kids for Christmas, and then it's all over, and I was feeling pretty blue. I didn't think that would impact my trading, but maybe it did. And also, I was a little under the weather with kind of like a small cold, so things to think about as far as how your decision-making power can be impacted when your body isn't in its peak condition. So, and how like a tired mind creates a kind of for me, a bad trader. So I need to be more cognizant of that. And that's when I had like a big loss back in March of this year, like a big loss, my biggest loss I've ever had. I was also sick then too. So it's interesting, like thing to think about is when you're sick and you're not an experienced trader like I want to be, then maybe you shouldn't even be in there trading, or you go and do some studying, watch some YouTube educational stuff, whatever you have available to you. But don't trade, or trade in the sim. I guess you could do that too, but I just really don't like the sim. I find it to be, at least the Thinkorswim sim is not that useful. It doesn't match up with actual like results and timing wise, and it's laggy and sometimes, and so it's not really. I think it's good to learn the mechanics of trading in the simulator, but for me, I don't find it that useful for actually trading and learn and actual like feeling the psychology of trading. So I think I built like bad habits when I was in the sim, trading like $100,000 account, just taking massive swings just for fun. So it wasn't that helpful for me. I get more out of trading like 1 or 4 shares or something like that. So this week it was the metrics are ugly. A 40% win rate with losses greater than wins is not sustainable over a long period of time. And what I can learn from last week is I'm still susceptible to being triggered and trading in an irresponsible way. and trading in a way that's like you're not even thinking about it, you're just trying to trade anything. So that's still there for me. Maybe I thought it had gone away, but I think that's kind of like the sneakiness of day trading is maybe it never goes away, or for me it won't, but I need to keep it under control and take it down a notch if I do feel that way, like trade with less shares, or somehow minimize the impact that revenge trading is going to have on my account, um, either by discontinuing trading or whatever the case may be. So next week, starting Tuesday when the markets open again, it'll be 2024, and my focus is going to be not having a daily goal, not necessarily having like a daily max loss. It's going to be taking more trades to continue to build my muscle memory on staying in trades longer, and not necessarily worrying about the outcome as much, because I gotta have like a $2 goal, or I don't want to hit my $4 loss. So I'm gonna try and separate that goal from my trading next week and see how I can perform just focusing on trading and not focusing on the dollars. I feel like I focus on the dollars too much, like, since the beginning of my trading in general, and that always kind of freaks me out and makes me do silly things and make bad decisions. And unfortunately for me, my bad decisions are usually ending with larger red days than green days. And I know my metrics would look a lot better from a dollars in the plus column if I had held on to some trades I was already in and just didn't stick with it. So what I want to do is use very small share size, like $25 purchase price next week, and just go and like trade my VWAP breakout setup, and then trade just breakouts above VWAP in general, and get used to the feeling of winning and losing, get used to the feeling of seeing a trade run all the way to all your profit targets, and start building that muscle memory before I go back and focus on daily profits and max losses and all that kind of stuff, because I still can't quite. I'm never going to get. I'm never going to be super profitable if I can't master the letting the green trades run. And I don't feel comfortable doing it with any sort of size right now. At least I haven't. I haven't been able to prove that to myself. So, what share size can I take that I don't necessarily care about dollars wise? And I think yesterday, which was Friday, I was trading with $25, and that was fine, and I didn't really feel too crazy about it. Like if you're trading at $25 and you lose 1%, which is my stop loss, that's 25 cents. And then if it goes way below your stop loss, maybe you're losing like $1. And so I'm going to try that. That's my plan for next week. So, and then we'll do another weekly check-in and see how the metrics look, because right now the metrics from the week before look good, and then this week don't look so good. So it's kind of like they need to be more consistent for me to be a profitable trader. So once I see some consistency in my metrics, that's when I should be able to size up, and not until then. And that's going to have to be my average winning trades right here are going to have to be bigger than my losing trades, obviously. And then my number of winning trades, I would want to be around like 60% or higher. And at that point, after I can show that over a sustained period of time, is when I think I can size up and start experiencing bigger gains. Not until then, so we'll see. All right, guys, that's been my Daddy Day Trader weekly update number 2. It's also sort of my game plan for next week as we go into 2024, which I'm super excited about. I feel like from what I heard, 2023 was like a hard year for day traders, and there was still, from what I saw being here every day, a ton of opportunities to make money. So if it was a hard year for day traders and I would kind of like was treading water, I think that's a good sign. And I didn't blow up my account, and I kept my losses to a minimum. So I do feel uh, good about that, and I'm excited to go into 2024. It's kind of like a continuing my journey and bringing all that wisdom from a whole year now of pretty steadily day trading every day for a few hours in the morning. And at one point during the middle of the year, I was staying in my office for 6 or 7 hours, getting a lot of experience that way. And so now it's really going to be like honing my technique and building consistency and patience and working on my psychology. So that's the plan. All right, guys, I'll see you Tuesday. Thanks for checking this out. All right, take care.